Hey, Miss Marion here. We're going to go ahead and today is rotation day 2. And so we're going to go ahead and go through this. You need a note page to go ahead and go through the information that we have. So our I can statement is I can apply a rotation to a shape without using patty paper. Yesterday, so the last time was with patty paper or trace paper. Today is without trace paper. So we're going to go ahead and show you how to do that. All right, so this is our page here that we want to go ahead and use. Again, we're doing a rotation, which is considered a turn. So today we're doing it without patty paper. And remember, this only works for the problems with rotations around the origin. If it has a different point, then it doesn't work. You have to do it a different way. So to help us go ahead and figure out what we need to do, number 1 says we are going to turn paper the amount and direction specified. The position of what you see is where the new image is going to be. So I'm going to kind of highlight that. This is where the new image is going to be. And then we're going to write down the new coordinates. As if the x-axis is the x-axis going horizontal and the y-axis is going vertical, which may or may not be the way that they are labeled since you turned your paper. So we have to keep that in mind. And then we are going to turn our paper back to originally the position and plot points at the coordinates that we wrote down. Okay, so this is the directions, okay? So we're actually I'm gonna show that to you. So let's look at example number 1. So example number 1 says we're gonna rotate 90 degrees about the origin. And again, remember, it doesn't tell us which way, as far as which way to turn it. It is always counterclockwise or to the left. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna take this and I turn it to the left, we'll get this picture. Because if I took this whole page and I turn it to the left once, so I turn it to left, we'd get this one. Okay, if that makes sense. So we took it, we turned it to the left once. This is the new picture. And then notice how we would have it as C prime is here. G prime, so C prime is 1, 2, 3, so -3, comma, 1, 2, 3, 4. G prime is this one up here, so G prime would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then P prime is this one here, and that's 0, 1. So these are, let's kind of write those. So P prime is 0, 1. But it actually shows here. So C prime is -3, 4. G prime is now 0, 5. And then P prime is now 0, 1. So we had it this way. We wrote down those points. We turn it back, originally how it is. And then we plotted these points. So C, G, and P. And then notice how we labeled it C prime, G prime, and P prime. So this is how we do it without patty paper around the origin. So let's go ahead and let's try example number 2. So we're going to rotate 180 degrees about the origin. So 180 degrees using 0, 0. And again, it doesn't tell us which way, so we're going to turn it to the left. So again, we're going to turn the paper a half turn. So if I turn it once, that's 90. If I turn it one more time, that's 180. And this is the picture that we would look at when we would write down the points. So as it kind of shows, this is the picture it looks like. So then A is now 4, -1. C is 3, 2. J is 3, 3. And K is 5, -1. So we had it upside down like this. We would find all these points, turn it back the way it is, and then plot them to get our are C prime, so C prime, K prime, A prime, and J prime. Okay, so this is kind of examples of how to go ahead and turn it rotate without patty paper. So first of all, before we go into anything, let's identify what this would actually be. So what type of transformation is this? Is it a rotation, reflection, or translation? So notice how we have A kind of comes down here, E comes down here. So this is a reflection. All right, what about this one? So we have A. Notice how A kind of comes and goes over here. B comes down here. C, so this is a rotation. And notice how we have C, C prime, P, P prime. So this is a translation with slid. And again, on our quiz, you'll need to use reflection, rotation, and translation. You have to use the mathematical words, not just the easy words. All right, so let's try a rotation ourselves. So we're going to take this, we're going to go 90 degrees counterclockwise at the origin. Oops, sorry, 90 degrees counterclockwise at the origin. So I'm going to take this, and counterclockwise is turning to the left. Remember, this is my y-axis. So I want my y-axis, instead of going up and down, I want it to go side to side. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to turn it to the left, make it go side to side. Now I'm going to look at this, and I'm going to forget all the numbers, and I'm going to find the point normally how it is. This would be 0, 0, and it would be 1, 2, 3, so that would be -3, comma 1, 2, down 2. So our new point would be -3, 2. The original point is -2, 3. So this would actually be our, so A is -2, 3, A prime is -3, -2. All right, so let's go ahead and let's try number 5. So number 5, we are rotating it 90 degrees about the origin. Whenever it tells us, it doesn't tell us whatsoever, it's always counterclockwise. And we're doing 90 degrees. So again, I want my y-axis to become my x-axis, and I'm going to turn it to the left. So I'm going to watch this line. I want to turn it so it's side to side. Now I'm going to ignore the numbers. Oops, sorry, I forgot to do B. Let's write down B. So B right now is 4, 2. So 4, 2. Okay. Then I turn it, y-axis, side to side. Now I'm going to look at my point, and I'm going to read it just normally. I'm going to ignore all the numbers, and it's going to go 1, 2. So it's going to be -2, 1, 2, 3, 4 would be our new point. So then I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to have -2, 4. So -2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 would be up here. So this would be B prime. All right, so let's look at number 6. So again, we're doing clockwise, 90 degrees clockwise about the origin. Okay, so 90 degrees clockwise, we're going to go to the right. And I'm going to take, again, I'm going to take my y-axis. Instead of going up and down, I want it to go side to side. But I'm going to turn it, so I'm going to watch this y-axis. I'm going to turn it. Oh, sorry, I forgot to write down the first point. So C is 1, 2, so -2, -1. So that's the original part. I'm going to take my y-axis. I want to make it go side to side. That's 90 degrees. And then I'm going to look at this new point. This new point would be -1, because we're start at 0, go over 1, up 2. That would be my new point for C prime. So I'm going to turn it back. So my new point is -1, 2, which would be -1, up 2. This would be my C prime. All right, let's look at number 7. Number 7 is 90 degrees clockwise about the origin. Okay, so 90 degrees clockwise. Clockwise is to the left. Origin 0, 0. My D right now is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3, -4 is my original. Again, I'm going to turn it to the right. So my y-axis goes side to side because it's 90 degrees. So y-axis, we want it side to side. I'm watching it. Oh, boom, it's side to side. Now I'm going to ignore all the numbers. I'm going to do it as normal. This is 0, 0. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, comma, 1, 2, 3 down. So the new point would be -4, comma, -3. So I'm going to turn it back how it is. The D prime, new point would be -4, comma, -3. And I'm going to plot that. So -4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. This is D prime. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's look at number 8. So it's a little bit different. It's 180. About the origin. Doesn't tell me which way, so we're going to turn it counterclockwise. Right now, E is at right 4, up 1, so 4, comma 1. I'm going to watch this, the y-axis. I'm going to turn it to the left. That would be 90. Turn it one more time. That would be 180. So notice how we kind of turned it so that the y-axis does go back and forth, but notice how this point is now over here. I'm going to ignore how the numbers are. So this is 1, 2, 3, -4 because I went left 4, down 1. So that is my new point. So I'm going to turn it back the way it used to be. And my point is -4, comma, -1. So -4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down 1. Here is where my E prime is supposed to sit. All right, let's look at number 9. So right now, F is 1, 2, right 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down 5, so -5. That is my F. Again, we are taking it, we're doing 180 about the origin. So I'm going to watch my y-axis. Doesn't tell us which way to turn it, so it's going to be counterclockwise. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to turn my y-axis is now side to side, and then my y-axis is now up and down. So this is the new point way up here. I'm going to ignore the numbers how they are. I'm going to take it as normal. So I had 0, 0, 0. I went left 2. So my F prime is -2. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 5, that would be +5. I go ahead and I would turn it back the way it is. My new point again is -2, 5. -2, 5. So that would be -2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my F prime. All right, so now let's go ahead and let's look at number 10 down on the bottom. See if I can make it. There we go. It says, look at the coordinates of 180 degrees rotation. Can you and your partner discover any patterns? Look at the coordinates. F, the 90-degree rotation. Can you find any pattern? And note these patterns only work for rotations at 0, 0. So we're going to describe them. So look at them. See what's going on. So I'm going to look at number 9. Or sorry, number 8. This was a 180 rotation. Notice how it goes from 4, 1 to -4, 1. So for 180 degrees, you put opposites on the X and the Y. Okay, does that work over here? So it was 2, -5. Opposite of 2 is -2. Opposite of -5 is 5. All right. What about 90 degrees? So if we look at 90 degrees up here, if I did counterclockwise to the left, it went from -2, 3 to -3, -2. Okay. 90 degrees to the left, 4, 2, -4, +4. Okay, so do you see a pattern? Oh, look. These two numbers are the same. They swap places, but they're still positive. And then these two do opposites. So I'm going to say 90 degrees left. Okay, what happened again? Oh, so X and Y change places, and opposite of, okay, who went opposite? Oh, so you have to change it first and then opposite of X. So 90 degrees, turning left, X and Y change the places, and then you put an opposite on the X. What about if you turn it to the right? So turning it to the right is -2, -1, -1, 2. Okay, so those are opposites. So, and those are the same, right? So they switch places, do opposites on Y's. Switch places. Okay, so switch places, right? Opposite on Y's. Oh, that's cool. So let's go ahead and write that down. So if we go 90 degrees right, like we're turning it right, X and Y change places, and opposite, so after that is opposite on Y. Cool. That's just kind of, instead of actually doing it, we can actually do it this way as far as a pattern or a rule. Yeah, so today we're doing rotations without patty paper, and I hope you have a good day. Thanks. Bye.